I'm Owen Haynes, and I'm a founder member of Carw Mor, which is Welsh for the love of the sea. And we're a community benefit society. Everyone's welcome to join who supports our aims, which are to improve the marine ecosystems and improve people's well-being. And we're trying to do this through starting seaweed and shellfish farming in Wales, and creating jobs in the local community from it.
Which is much needed in this part of Wales, yeah?
Yeah, the coastal areas are all tend to be dominated by tourism and retirement, and it kills the communities. But then we go back to the health of the seas, and you look at the seas and you think, well, they haven't changed, but they are changing. The temperature's going up all the time, acidity's rising, biodiversity is decreasing, and a lot of this is brought out by our outputs through runoff, through sewage, through farming activity, and obviously from fishing activity. So, our view is, we need to act quickly. We need to make a difference, and this gives people an opportunity to do something tangible. Yeah.
And you're actually growing this seaweed, aren't you? That's something that people have to understand. You actually grow it. So this is not just, you're not taking, you're actually putting in and growing the seaweed itself.
Correct. No, that's a very valid point. Yeah, there are lots of enthusiasm about seaweed. There's 30 million tonnes being grown a year, something like that, in the world. Very little in Europe and America. And it has ability to clean the seas, take out carbon, nitrogen, things that we put in, and create good food and fertilizer, and bioplastics and all sorts of things, and create jobs on the way.
Is this a certain type of seaweed you're growing, or do you just
kelps mainly, but we found that on all our rigs it self-seeds, so we have all natural seaweeds growing on the farm, and we've been going for 3 years with the farms, and we're just learning as we go along. We're still about 2 years away from being commercially viable at best, and we see this being achieved, the viability being achieved through starting a refinery to produce biofertilizers to replace the synthetic fertilizers that in the UK we put about 1.5 million tonnes on our farmland every year, and it's like a steroid that makes the plants grow, but unfortunately damages the ecosystems of the earth and the farmland, and which is degenerating all the time. So there's a big movement for regenerative farming, to farm different ways. So we see this being a circular economy between the land farms and sea farms. So what we're doing here is about 0.5 tonne in here that's being dried today in this polytunnel, and we've got funding now for a refinery which we hope to finish at Christmas. So next year's harvest will go straight in, so we don't have to dry it first. But we also use the we use the polytunnel for drying it for food as well.
I love it. Thank you.
And then on the farms, because the other thing we're trying to do is get away from monoculture, farming. My background was fish farming. I grew up on a trout farm, farmed oysters and mussels for years, and it's an eye-opener to. I went from trout that is very much a single species that you look after as best you can, feed and treat, and end up selling to supermarkets. Whereas when you go to oysters and shellfish, that you're just putting them in the environment, and they're improving the environment because they're filtering the water, they're producing ecosystems around them. It was a real eye-opener to me how we should be farming in a way that's compatible with our planet and looking after it. One people were saying, we all need to look after the river near us like we look after our grandmother.
Exactly.
We love her and look after her, and our capitalist system over the last decades has not encouraged us to do that. It's encouraged us to make money at every possibility in any way we can. I think we need to use business. Business is good. We need to use business for the good of everybody. Yeah, and obviously, community benefit society is designed to create well-paid, meaningful jobs. But there are no dividends paid to main shareholders. Everyone owns an equal share, and if it comes to an end, then all the assets go to another community business. So it's safeguarded. So
Lovely.
I think community business models are essential in the way forward to get many things like this going, and raising awareness, and to allow people to feel they can do something about climate change. It's too big. We can all do something meaningful, and then work in a culture where we're all looking out for each other and trying to help each other.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Rather than trying to maximise, what you can get out of it, working towards your retirement, and then.
But it's a bit like everyone's work. Every man is working for himself, basically.
That's it.
And it's a selfish attitude, basically.
Yeah. So I think it's very much a change, but the but is it has got to become commercially viable. So it has to produce benefits that sustain itself.
That's it.
All my background is commercial, so I'm absolutely passionate about that's the way we need to go. Because at the moment, I think we've got about £2.5 million of funding and loans and things to get it started. We're employing 13 people. Myself, I volunteer all the time. About 15 other people do volunteering a lot of the time. And because it's this sort of business doing what we are, we've now got 300 members.
Good.
And they own Denmark, Scotland, Wales, and they tend to be a network of people who all have expertise in different areas. So you've got solicitors, you've got lawyers, you've got down to just chefs and all the rest of it, and ordinary people in the street, but a network who want to do something positive. And because it's a community business and you haven't got dividends being paid to anybody else and the rest of it, it creates a different culture. And I'm amazed. I've never done anything like it in my life before, and it re-establishes your faith in humanity. I think there's so many good people out there, but it's about organising it and bringing it together to make it work, and to do something serious. Not just talk about doing good things. Is roll up your sleeves and have a go. That's it.
Thank you very much. That's lovely.
So the film on Patagonia released last week, which highlights what we're doing. We featured in David Attenborough's last series. So there's a fair profile there, and there's a website which is carrowmore.wales, and it's all on there. So if you would like to be a member, it's £1, and we've got about 80 people now who've put between 1,000 and 10,000 in as pioneer share offer, which is the way community business is structured. Is they call it investment, but at the end of the day, it's about people putting money in to help a community business get going. So it's not about putting money into, like your TSB shares. Every month, on average, we're getting about £5,000 a month invested in that way.
Fantastic.
By people who hear about it and want to support it. So we just hope that during the next 2 years we can keep producing the working capital to allow us to build a refinery. We have Dutch members who've got that expertise, and have a pilot refinery, and then find farmers who want to buy it. And we've got a fair few farmers who are very interested, because of what's happening with the environment on farms, synthetic fertilizer. So all the logic is there. So people keep still working hard, then we should get there.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time. Do appreciate it. Lovely.